Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Democrats and Republicans clash over hunting and fishing license costs in the Michigan state capitol. Plus, we'll hear how Forsyth Forward is aiming to improve the lives of those living in Forsyth Township. And we'll give you more details on how Marquette County is ensuring voting machines are working correctly before the November 4th election. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A first look at your forecast. We're pretty much going to be carrying in what we're feeling and seeing right now into the overnight and tomorrow. So a bit repetitive for tomorrow, but the good news is we'll start to clear a lot of this mess, if you will, out of here for your weekend. But temperatures tonight into the lower 40s. We do have some mid to upper 30s as we get out towards Ironwood and Iron River, but still not too bad. That's actually above average for those overnight lows. We won't warm up too much for tomorrow. We'll still have those breezy northwest winds. Cloudy skies, not too much sunshine, but it might be a good day to get some things done inside. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up soon.
Kelly, thank you. Lawmakers are back to work in Michigan's capital, but after finalizing a budget agreement just 2 weeks ago, they've already divided over the details. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy explains how new legislation from the Senate is reigniting old conflicts.
While passing the state budget, lawmakers made a deal to forego hunting and fishing license increases and to make a transparency plan for earmark projects state law. But on Tuesday, the Senate voted to pass two bills that do the opposite.
We will never raise hunting and fishing fee licenses as long as I'm Speaker.
Going against the agreement, the bills raise license fees for Michigan hunters and fishers, money that would go to the Department of Natural Resources for conservation programs. State Senator Ed McBroom was one of the first to speak out.
I can't believe we're doing this today, giving money to this department that's out there doing such a terrible job in this state. They have no faith, no confidence from sportsmen and women around this state.
Senate Democrats also backed a revised transparency plan that would cut the disclosure window for earmark projects from 90 days, like the House suggested, down to just 10.
They tried so many different ways to shove in hunting and fishing fee license increases, and we blocked it on everything. And now they're just pouting. They're just passing it anyway. You can pass it through your chamber, but it will never move.
Hall says the shift on transparency is equally troubling and is eroding trust between chambers.
10 days disclosure, that's not heat. That's not fair disclosure.
The Speaker says House Republicans plan to focus on property tax reform and redesign state economic development grants, but admits that passing more legislation this year will be tough until the chambers come to an understanding. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
A new chapter in Forsyth Township's growth is being celebrated tonight. Forsyth Forward, the township's hub for economic and community development, has officially opened its doors to the public. Our own John Truitt has more from Gwynn.
The celebration kicked off with a ribbon-cutting ceremony, followed by a presentation from the executive director of Forsyth Forward, Alan Cook, highlighting the services and resources available to small businesses in the Gwynn area.
What's wonderful is a visitor center up front. It's open 24 hours a day, so anyone that's visiting can come in here and grab their maps and grab their information from local businesses. So if they're in the area, and we've already had quite a few folks stop by and do that.
Forsyth Forward serves as the township's economic development office, Chamber of Commerce, and Tourism Bureau, all rolled into one.
We're sort of a hybrid. We're a Chamber of Commerce, Economic Development Office, and Convention Visitor Bureau, a small one at that. But because of this hybrid nature, we offer a lot for the community.
As housing prices continue to rise in other parts of Marquette County, Forsyth Township is poised to grow substantially due to its lower housing costs and opportunities for small businesses.
The prices on homes are beginning to get recognized as low, and now a lot of people are wanting to come down here, from the Marquette area in particular.
A real benefit to the community is Forsyth Forward's commitment to helping businesses thrive through collaboration.
The fact that there is a member coalition for businesses to interact with each other, and then also for community members to interact with the business, means no matter what, somewhere along the line, there is going to be a spike in growth.
In Forsyth Township, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Special elections are less than 2 weeks away, and throughout local districts, voting machines are being tested to ensure each vote will be counted properly. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has the details.
As local elections are around the corner, officials are preparing their ballot machines through a set of pre-testing. Marquette County Clerk Linda Telsma says this testing allows their accuracy to be held to the highest of standards.
Our machines are very solid. We do check these. We have very many different security measures we go through behind the scenes to make sure that these are adequate. We have testing that goes on year-round on the actual hardware.
The pre-tests quite literally check every box. Using a test deck made up of multiple assorted answers, trained officials need to make sure the machines respond properly to any possible type of entry. Today was Marquette County's final public accuracy test before Election Day, where community members could view these tests for themselves.
And we're checking to make sure that they're being caught and the ballots are actually going through correctly. So that's exactly what a public accuracy test does. It's making sure that the machine is working accurately before the voter actually goes in to vote on Election Day.
This testing is required by law before every election. Telsma says that allowing the public to get a closer glance provides secure transparency before elections take place.
We also have the state, the Bureau of Elections, that makes sure on their end that everything that I'm doing is correct, and then I pass that on to the locals. So it is a very secure system. I feel very confident.
The voting machines will now be locked and sealed until Election Day on November 4th. Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
We'll have more information on where to find your local ballots at WZMQ19.com. At 22 days, the government shutdown is now the second longest in U.S. history. This week, some states are warning the shutdown could impact payments for safety net programs like WIC and SNAP. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon has more tonight from Capitol Hill.
The impasse on Capitol Hill continues into its fourth week. Democrats want a funding bill that protects Medicaid and extends expiring Obamacare subsidies. Republicans argue those issues should be dealt with only after the government reopens.
But that can't happen until they open up the government. So I think the president is prepared to sit down and have conversations with the Democrats.
Democrats appear unwilling to take Republicans at their word and want action now.
They caused it. They're the ones maintaining it. All they got to do is sit down and do what has been done time and time and time again on any of these CR issues. Sit down and negotiate with the other side.
Making matters even more complicated, safety nets like the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program and WIC are on the brink of losing funding in just over a week. New York State is warning residents that if the shutdown carries into November, SNAP benefits could be delayed. According to the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services website, quote, because Republicans in Washington, D.C. failed to pass a federal budget causing the federal government shutdown, November 2025 SNAP benefits cannot be paid.
And our government remains closed. And I think that's failure.
Pennsylvania's John Fetterman has consistently broken party lines to try and keep the government open.
We can fight for all of them as long as our government is open.
Republicans like Senator Dave McCormick argue that Democrats are holding up the crucial funding by playing politics.
Those 11 votes, Republicans have voted to open the government, and Democrats have voted to shut down the government. So that's the reality of the situation.
With no deal in sight, funding continues to run thin as millions more brace for additional fallout of the now second longest shutdown in U.S. history. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, another measles outbreak is being reported in the southern United States. And new research reveals a surprising connection between oral health and your brain. We'll tell you about the discovery when we come back.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. Some true fall-like conditions for today. When you think of spooky season, you probably think of a day exactly like today. We were fairly seasonal, definitely below average on the temperature, 42 for the high when the average is 49. We did have some rain, just over a half of an inch of rain, and we'll start to see those overnight lows. You see the average now is 33. We'll get closer to that, probably maybe even colder just for a little bit. So that's why we're seeing other colors popping up here. I've been talking about it, but this is the time of the year when it's not out of the ordinary to possibly see maybe a wet snowflake or two, but especially when it's in the overnight hours, it's not going to stick. And if it's kind of masked and amongst other raindrops, really nothing's going to happen. It's essentially going to melt it, but maybe it does excite some of you to start seeing some indication of that four-letter S word snow getting back in here. But that's what's basically going to happen. We get showers, and when it's that cold, kind of that 34, 36 degree, you can still have some wet snow at that time. It's just really not going to be enough to mention and worth note of accumulation, but what we will accumulate is some more rain, most likely with these lake effect rain showers that will be continuing basically through the rest of tomorrow and as we get to just ahead of the weekend. We'll get it out of here. We'll start to see the winds shifting, get that low pressure away, and then we'll also see the winds diminishing, but still with that about 10 to 15, maybe 20 mile per hour winds continuing tomorrow. And that because we're past that peak foliage, a lot of the leaves are starting to fly off the trees. That's just what happens as we get closer to the middle or the end of fall. Just be careful walking or driving. You could have the leaves clogging the drains, also your piping on your house, creating slippery surfaces and reducing traction as you're walking and driving. So it doesn't hurt to leave some extra space in between the cars, leave an extra few minutes when you head out the door. And the piles of leaves can also cover up potholes and curbs. So don't be flying around outside on the roads, and just take it easy as we still have a rainy day ahead for tomorrow. Now I want to show you though, this is why we were maybe seeing those different colors popping up on that future cast. We do have some chance of some frost for Thursday night and for Friday night, but I want to note once we get to kind of the early hours of tomorrow morning, we'll really start to see some cooler temperatures. But then when we get to the weekend, we'll start to see slightly above average, and even looking beyond that, closer to Halloween, it is looking like we're trending warmer than average. So still have those Halloween costumes. I know sometimes just where we are, you always have to maybe take into account having a jacket part of your costume. It won't hurt, but it does look like we could be seeing some more seasonal temperatures for Halloween. We'll keep an update as we get closer. This is an update on Tropical Storm Melissa. There is just models all over the place. It could either go right up to the Dominican Republic or kind of take a hard swing out to the west and possibly turn into a Category 4 hurricane. We'll keep you updated on that, but all you need to know is it's still going to be continuing to rain for tomorrow, but we will clear that out, looking really nice for this upcoming weekend.
Kelly, thank you very much. A new measles outbreak is being reported in the Southwest. Arizona's Mohave County has 80 cases. The area did not experience any cases over the 2 years prior. 43 cases are reported just over the border in Utah. In 2025, 92% of U.S. measles cases have been in people who are unvaccinated or their status is unknown. Symptoms include high fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, and a rash. And as infectious disease expert Dr. William Schaffner says, it can quickly turn dangerous, especially for children.
Then the complications set in. Middle ear infection, pneumonia, which is more serious and most serious, fortunately not too common, but still very serious, encephalitis, that is swelling of the brain. 1 in 8 of these children are being hospitalized. Who wants to have their children hospitalized? This is a completely preventable infection.
More than half the cases this year are in children and teens under 20. The CDC says that the 2-dose regimen against measles is 97% effective. The disease was declared eradicated from the U.S. 25 years ago. Dr. Schaffner says rising cases have put that status at risk. More evidence that poor oral health may have a significant impact on cardiovascular health. New research links gum disease and cavities to stroke risk. Jared Hill has more on the latest research.
We know it's important to take care of our teeth and gums and see the dentist for regular checkups and cleanings. Now, 2 new studies published in Neurology Open Access add to growing evidence that keeping your mouth healthy may help keep the brain healthy. The first study found adults with gum disease may be more likely to have signs of damage to the brain's white matter than people without gum disease.
Gum disease is associated with a higher chance of inflammation, and inflammation has been tied to atherosclerosis as well as hardening of the small blood vessels, as we saw in this study.
Dr. Sovik Sen with the University of South Carolina led both studies. The second found having both gum disease and cavities is linked to an 86% increased risk of stroke compared to people with healthy mouths.
What the study suggested was that if you have cavities on top of gum disease, it is double trouble, means your risk of stroke or adverse heart event doubles.
Some good news.
Somebody took care of their mouth, including brushing, flossing, as well as visiting the dentist regularly for their preventative cleaning. Their risk of having a stroke dropped by as much as 81%, which is a very big finding.
With 3.5 billion people worldwide suffering with gum disease or cavities, researchers say prevention and treatment could be an important part of stroke prevention.
There's new research on antidepressant medications and their side effects. A study from the Lancet shows that while antidepressants remain highly effective, the physical changes they can cause are significant. Depending on the medication prescribed, researchers found differences of about 9 pounds in weight gain or loss, 11 points in blood pressure, and 21 beats per minute in heart rate. Board-certified psychiatrist Dr. Sue Varma says untreated depression can lead to significant health risks, so patients should keep an open dialogue with their doctor.
Let's make sure that we have a broad array of lifestyle interventions. And that is so important to me because anytime I make a decision which is very thoughtful, deliberately, intentionally decided with a patient about starting antidepressants, I also say, are you in talk therapy? Have you gotten all your lab work checked at baseline? And can we check that every few months? Are you doing walking, meditation, exercise?
Researchers note that up to 17% of the adult population in North America are prescribed antidepressants, and the rate doctors prescribe the medication has increased since the pandemic. Still to come on your 19 News, Escanaba business Mr. Bike and Ski is changing locations while at the same time raising money for a nonprofit. We'll be right back.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. In Escanaba, business is moving locations, and the owners have found a way to support a local nonprofit in the process. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons has more.
Currently located on Ludington Street, Mr. Bike and Ski is in the process of moving to a new yet familiar spot across town.
We've been in the downtown Escanaba location for about 17 years. Before that, we were in the mini mall just down from the Donut connection.
The move is due to an adjusted focus for the shop, downsizing its fitness equipment and specializing in outdoor recreation.
Biking has been a lot more year-round. We are still doing ski rentals and snowboard rentals. This building's 10,000 square feet. We're going into a new location that is more appropriately sized for our business today.
While packing for the move, the owners came across some Mr. Bike and Ski history.
Old skis, old signs, a lot of, some fixtures. We don't have the space for holding on to a lot of that.
To lighten the load, the business is holding an auction this Friday from 5 to 7, with proceeds going to Delta County Non-Motorized Trails, a nonprofit where the owners previously served as board members.
DCNT is here to sustain, maintain, and create new trails for Delta County. It's run by volunteers, so the more partnerships we have, that just helps make our organization stronger and more deeply rooted in the community.
The Trails Board is hoping to raise $5,000 toward equipment maintenance and future endeavors.
A big project we're actually pitching is we're working with the Parks and Rec and City of Gladstone. We have some ideas about how we can create a pretty fun and exciting new trail kind of by the ski hill area and the pump track and disc golf course.
The shop owners say the nonprofit provides a much-needed service, one the Trails Board says is only possible because of public support.
Without their generosity in helping people get outside, like their Tuesday night bike rides, our organization would probably have a really hard time existing. So it's really awesome that they're doing this for us.
And for Mr. Bike and Ski, it's the perfect way to close this chapter of the business's story.
A lot of people have a lot of memories of this area. There's a bunch that also have memories of being in that mini mall before this, which is awesome. There's a little bit of nervousness, but overall, very excited.
Reporting in Escanaba, Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News.
It's harvest time in a lot of the world, the season where farmers see the fruits of their labor. But over in England, growers are digging up more than crops. They're unearthing nearly a century of quirky countryside tradition. Tina Kraus has the story.
In the peaceful English village of Abridge, a deep-rooted battle is about to begin.
This is the Potato Club Dig Day.
Every October, growers visit each other's gardens to see what the soil's been hiding.
Oh, there's one.
Coming out now. It's all about who brings home the biggest sack of spuds.
And the first time I won it, I had 135 potatoes from one seed.
Ian Love has dug his way to victory 6 times.
The great thing is my father won it back in the 80s. And my grandfather won it.
3.75. The British fight for spud supremacy.
We're here at the one of the favourites, Derrick's Mound.
With a bit of American flavour, has been going for 90 years.
Look at these.
And longtime residents all know the story of how it began with a squabble at the village pub.
So 90 years ago, there was an argument in this pub between 2 potato farmers. Whether or not his potato was bigger than the other chap's potato. And then I think the local lord of the manor put up the cup and said, OK, put your money where your mouth is.
That trophy has been passed through generations, but Barry Cook keeps taking it back.
How have you managed to win so many years?
It's what you give it, the fertiliser you give it, and plenty of water.
After a long harvest, growers say they need some TLC too.
I think it's more for the drinks and the sausages than it is for the potatoes.
We're the ladies that are doing the cooking, yeah. It's very old-fashioned. We know our place.
In the end,
hello.
Grower Derek Oram bagged the bragging rights this year,
Well done.
closing another spud-tacular season of village tradition.
It's not just backyard gardeners battling for glory. Local schools, scout groups, and even residents from a nearby care home get in on the fun too. 2 rock and roll legends expand their upcoming tour as a fictional ambassador pays tribute to America's public servants. Gwen Baumgartner has tonight's entertainment headlines.
Another season of The Diplomat is now available on Netflix. Kerry Russell stars as the U.S. ambassador in London, navigating personal conflicts and geopolitics.
We get to show you little details that there's so much about government and the inner workings we have no idea about. And I love and I feel honored and proud that our show shines a light on our civil servants and some of these organizations.
The Diplomat has been renewed for a 4th season.
Hey, it's me, John Mulaney, and I've got great news. I'm going on tour.
The video is unconventional, but despite the blindfold, John Mulaney is already seeing success with his Mr. Whatever tour. 25 new dates were just added to the tour's 2026 leg. Tickets go on sale this week. And Rush is also expanding their North American tour after a rush of sold-out shows.
I cannot tell you how surprising and overwhelmed we are.
Totally blown away by the response.
The Canadian rockers took to YouTube to announce 17 new cities were added to their 50-something tour, kicking off in June. Cameras roll as cheating partners are confronted.
He's lying to us both.
Caught in the act, Unfaithful is back for season 4 with Tammy Roman as host.
These people are real. These are real relationships. They are having challenges and they are seeking my advice. Why me? Because I've had my fair share of experiences with betrayal.
The reality show returns tonight on MTV.
Now stay tuned. When we come back, Kelly Rowland has our final look at weather.
Welcome back. A final look at your forecast. If you enjoyed the rain we had today, there's good news. We have more of that for tomorrow. And if you're not the biggest fan of the rain and the colder temperatures, we still have a pretty nice weekend that will more so cater to your preferences. But for tonight, we have low temperatures into the lower 40s, still seeing some of those leftover showers lingering around, and they'll continue to linger for tomorrow. We'll still have that northwest wind, that classic lake effect set up, so we will have some lake effect rain showers. We don't have temperatures temperatures cold enough for some snow. We still have mid-40s. It's still fall, so hang on to the best fall weather that we have, which is just chilly, rainy, and cloudy. This is what we're looking at really for tomorrow, but we'll start to taper that off, get to that low chance of rain for Friday, which is perfect for your weekend. By the weekend, we'll have temperatures into the mid-50s, even upper 50s, likely by Sunday, and we'll keep that mixed sky and above average temperatures into this upcoming Monday and Tuesday, maybe a scattered shower when we get to next Wednesday.
Kelly, thank you again. And finally tonight, a Michigan woman who won $100,000 from the Powerball says she got her winning numbers from ChatGPT. 45-year-old Tammy Carvey asked ChatGPT for a set of Powerball numbers and played them in the September 6th drawing. When she checked her ticket, she saw that 4 of her numbers and the Powerball matched. Carvey says she was in total disbelief. She bought her winning ticket online at the Michigan Lottery website. Carvey says she plans to pay off her mortgage with the winnings. That is all the time we have for tonight, everyone. We have more headlines coming your way tomorrow at 6/5 Central. We'll see you then.